Hey guys, it's Mr. Beetle890, and today is another rant video. I haven't done one of these in a while, mainly because I just have nothing really to rant about. But a few weeks ago, I finally, about 2 weeks ago, I finally, come up with a idea for a rant, which is what I'm doing now. I haven't really had time to do it because of holiday and stuff. That's why I had that, I haven't been uploading for about a week. But also just, I thought I would just do this now, because it's something that I know me especially, it's very important to, how I enjoy, wrestling and WWE in general, and that's the commentary. And it's awful. The commentary now in 2014 is awful, and it's a shame because WWE used to have really good commentary, and it was really, the commentators were, okay, let's just start like this. The commentary now sucks because, first of all, there's way too many people doing it at once. I think 3 commentators is too much, because sometimes they cut each other off and stuff, and, I just think having 3 commentators is just too much, because there's people just interrupting each other, and it's just really kind of awkward to kind of listen to, especially with Michael Cole be saying something and then JBL will interrupt him and then Jerry will interrupt. It's just really hard to watch, and it's just weird, it's just not great to listen to. Secondly, one out of the 3 Raw commentators, Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler and JBL, the one that annoys me the most, without a shadow of a doubt, is Jerry Lawler, because I know what he is capable of. Back in, the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, he was such a good commentator. He was such a good heel commentator, and all his, stuff about the Divas was just hilarious. He was just one of those guys who's really just, you could tell he was enjoying himself while he was doing it, and he was just an amazing commentator, and to see him now, just he as a face commentator, just terrible, because he bum-licks all the faces, especially John Cena is amazing, and basically he never has anything good to say about the faces. And also, what I've noticed is usually even though he's supposed to be, even though he's a former wrestler and everything, he's just really bad at saying about, answering questions that people ask him. I remember this quite well, surprisingly. It was from Over the Limit 2012, I think, and it was Battle Royal to determine the number 1 contender for either the United States or Intercontinental. I think it was, the winner chose who they faced, and then I think it was Michael Cole or someone asked the other 2 commentators, I think it was Booker T and Jerry Lawler at the time, actually, and he asked, if you were, either the champions, who do you want to face out of those? I think it was 3 people left, and I think one of them was David Otunga. I think the other one was Christian, and there was someone else. And then Jerry Lawler was like, I don't know. And then literally straight away Booker T said, David Otunga, he's the most inexperienced, so which I just think it's really annoying. Jerry Lawler should just give a reason as to why. He doesn't need to say, I don't know. And that's just the one thing that really annoys me, because he's supposed to be this well-veteraned wrestler who but he just has no idea on kind of analysis and everything, and it's just terrible. And also the face commentators especially really annoy me in WWE, because they're just so, obviously I understand the concept of face and heel commentators, but the face commentators now are so ridiculous. I don't mind the idea of having the 2 different commentator types, that's fine, but oh my god, the face commentators, Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler, are awful. If a heel does, if it just annoys me how they can never, they never show any respect or kind of appreciation for the heels. They always just slag them off, never have anything good to say, and even if the face does something, like a heelish, they just, acts if that's fine, and they're just so hypocritical all the time. you know, even when Jim Ross was, Jim Ross was on commentary. Yes, he was a face commentator, but he did show respect to the heel superstar, should I say? For example, he always, he had so much beef with Triple H and stuff, but yet he still said how he respected him, and even with other superstars like Randy Orton when he was heel, and whereas now you just have Michael saying, "Oh no, that's." For example, on SmackDown, it was just ridiculous. They were Michael Cole was saying how, Kane, he's getting annoyed because Rollins got the tag when Ambrose was down, and then as Ambrose was starting to gain momentum, he then tagged out, which is what you would do in tag team wrestling. But because he's a heel, it's like, oh no, he's taking the chicken, he's taking the cowardly way out, which is just really stupid in my opinion. And the only commentator that I kind of like now in WWE, I'm talking about, Raw and SmackDown, is JBL, because out of all of them, he's the most, he makes the most sense. He's, even though he's a heel, he's probably the more kind of, less biased commentator. It's just weird to think, but he shows respect to the faces and the heels, and whereas it's completely different with, Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler. And also, JBL talks more logic, about how, say if a face does something, or a heel, should I say, does, something, like cheats or something like that, he'll, give a reason, you got to do everything to win, and etc., etc. But where, and also, if the face commentators say something stupid, like say Michael Cole says, oh, he's now, coming in off the tag when Ambrose is down, and when Ambrose is gaining momentum, he tags himself out. And then JBL's like, yeah, that's what you do in tag team wrestling. Just completely, And it's just really annoying, because I think why I hate the commentary so much is because I know how good commentary used to be in the WWE. Especially when I also find when stuff happens, say something incredible happens, or something extreme happens, or something, it doesn't really seem as if they care that much, if you know what I mean. Like Michael Cole will just say something like, oh my, and none of them really show any kind of enthusiasm or passion to what's happening in the match, which is just really not what a commentator's supposed to keep, supposed to be, kind of calling the action and showing really enthusiasm, because it's, he's commentating on the sport that he loves. But I mean, they just don't really show much enthusiasm, whereas, even seems like as if Lawler's lost enthusiasm, because he used to be quite kind of enthusiastic. Him and Jim Ross, used to be very, kind of, especially JR. JR was so into, any match. He could just, that's what I loved about Jim Ross. He was just so he was just so into every match, no matter who was in it, and when something happened, you knew that it was extreme because JR was calling it, saying like, good God Almighty, or oh my God, and he was showing such passion, enthusiasm, even if the heels did something to cheat, he would. I just loved how he would get pissed off and called him like a son of a bitch or something. It was just amazing. But yeah, I think when the streak ended as well, literally all it was just the streak is over. That was it. I understand they were shocked, but they just didn't sound as if they were enthusiastic. It just sounds as if they were really bored. And I don't know, also when they tried something, when Michael Cole tries to sound like he's into it, it just comes off really phony, and he's trying to put it on. It doesn't come from the heart, whereas, with Jim Ross, you could just tell that he was really into it, because he was screaming at the top of his voice and everything. And there was one pay-per-view, I can't remember what it was. I can't remember, but he, in the towards the end, he lost his voice. He was starting to lose his voice because of how loud he was shouting and everything. And, it's a real shame that Jim Ross, is never going to commentate anymore in WWE, because we're stuck with I don't hate JBL. He's definitely the best out of all of them, but we're stuck with, just terrible commentary. And I just hope out of somewhere some better commentary comes, because it's just crap at the moment. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Submit below what you would like me to rant about, because I'm really struggling on ideas here. But yeah, thanks for watching again, guys, and please like and subscribe.